What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the break room. Make sure to punch your ticket and clock out. Today's Sunday, January 17th, and I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of the Pre-Market Roast with your hosts, Sebastian Ruiz and
Zachary Cassio.
what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Obviously, a little bit different of a format, putting the voices to the faces. Happy to be here with you guys on YouTube. Brand new platform. We're coming to take over 2021, and we're excited to be here.
Yep. And I mean, first things first, 2021, we're going in hot and heavy. We got some great picks lined up for you today. Not only do we have some that might be a little bit more different risk type than a normal large cap, but I mean, we've called out plenty of plays recently on our just voice only podcast that, I mean, we could go in on all day. They're up more 300-400% at this point. So we think we got some more lined up for you now, as well as the top Fortune 500 companies.
And as always, guys, if you guys are brand new here, we're here on YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Obviously, you longtime listeners, you guys have listened to us on different platforms, Spotify, SoundCloud. We're here to take over the YouTube game. So as you guys know, three top stock picks of the week, as well as the star pick of the week. We put our own stamp of approval on it. So we'll hop into it right away. Our first pick this week is going to be ticker symbol XSPA or Express Spa. And now these guys, they are actually a salon testing company, and they specifically are targeted in airports. So these guys kind of set up shop in airports all around the U.S. They're in Logan Airport in Boston, JFK, Newark, recently added to Phoenix, Salt Lake City, and Hawaii International Airport. I'll actually pop up a picture here if I'm able to do it of their hub in Denver International Airport, but these guys potentially have the ability to get a big increase and a big surge, able to trade off these guys because of the setup that we're seeing right now. They have two accessible rapid COVID tests, the rapid molecular COVID-19 test, as well as a DNA polymerase chain reaction test, as well as we just said, opening testing centers all around all around the U.S. in different airports. We also see that this is key. This is a key service to have right now because everybody's very high elevation with their health. They also do testing with flu, mono, and strep, and then so this is a very essential customer service business that could be exploding with more vaccines coming down the pipeline through Operation Warp Speed. We could see more people traveling, airports opening back up, and people health conscious, most people would have no problem paying to take a test before hopping on a plane. So that's our very first pick, XSPA. At a 1 year, close to their 1 year low, only 20 cents off their 1 year low, so a lot of upside on this stock.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like the stock as well, just because of the whole fact that health is becoming more prevalent in our society now more than ever. Everyone likes to keep their health up and going and wants to stay healthy pretty much. So if they have an opportunity to test going, then might as well do it because they want to know as early as possible because of how the media has kind of portrayed COVID-19 in general. It's got a lot of people frightened. So I think that this whole thing with people traveling, it'll put a lot more minds at ease. It'll get people to the airports more often. And with them testing for even more than COVID, I mean, there's a lot of money to be made in that industry. So I think we're going to roll into our second pick of the week now. And that's going to be Apple. As you guys probably all know, I mean, we all pretty much use iPhones, ticker symbol, and that's AAPL. But the reason why we're actually coming out with Apple right now is because they report their earnings on January 27th. So not next week, but the week after, which is pretty close coming up. And what we usually see with Apple is they start to run up in anticipation for that earnings call. And on top of that, they usually have big jumps after their earnings report. So, I mean, we'll see what happens this time. That right now I'm looking at it. Their last earnings call went from around 110 all the way to the 125s, which is an easy jump. And on top of that, that was before the stock split. So, I mean, we'll see what's going on with this stock. Apple just came out with something that maybe they'll be making cars as well. So, I mean, if they have technology in their iPhones that is superior to everybody else, who knows what they can come up with in the self-driving car aspects.
And one thing that we do know about Apple, guys, is I mean, when you think of the word investing, a lot of people starting out think of, okay, what's something if I was a big millionaire, billionaire, I'd get into? And that's something like Apple. I mean, a company that's been around, has proved their value for years and decades now. And we're playing off this pre-anticipatory run, like Zach said, to the earnings, as well as a little side note that I wanted to talk about was they have been adjusting their product prices, as well as iPhones, Macs, and different things like that. Like Zach just mentioned, the rumor of their potential car, buy the rumor, sell the news. As well as a potential, or not potential, but even fact. We've known that hedge funds, public traded private companies are, all those rulings and all that information has to be public through the SEC laws. And we've actually, this is known information that Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, has his $228 trillion portfolio is half of the portfolio, almost half, 47% is made up of Apple, and it was actually recently just declined another 3%, so it was sitting at a 50%. So it seems like hedge funds, large institutional investors, big millionaires, and elitists are betting on Apple, and so are we for the future.
Yeah, and I think the last thing I want to say on Apple before we move into our next pick is actually, if you guys know the company Chewy, CHWY, they're actually a company that sells dog food and stuff, but they've been really big recently. And the founder actually sold his company for north of, I think, 2 billion, and he invested in literally only two stocks, Apple and JP Morgan. So I mean, I think it was Wells Fargo. But bottom line is the fact that he went 50-50 pretty much, just like Warren Buffett's practically at 47%. I mean, a lot of people know that that stock's just not going to go down anytime soon. It's pretty much only upside from here.
Yeah, and I guess that's a perfect way to transition to our final stock pick of the week, which is actually going to be ticker symbol MARA, Marathon Patent Group. And Mara is actually a blockchain company, and what that means is they're actually mining for Bitcoins, so for cryptocurrency. So I believe, Zach, is this our first crypto call out that we've done so far?
It is, yeah. I mean, I've kind of been sketch on crypto for a minute, and Sebastian and I kind of are on the same page now with it, that we actually think there might be some upside in this industry just because of what we've heard and the research that we've done. I mean, we can definitely see a company that mines Bitcoins going up from here, especially considering the amount that they've bought recently.
Yeah, and like we said, this is a company that mines for Bitcoins and follows Bitcoins. And actually, one thing I wanted to get straight into is, Zach, I want you to let them know what one thing about Mara that differentiates itself from other blockchain companies like Riot Blockchain or Block is that they've actually gotten a big increase in inventory with new miners. Let them know about that stat.
Yeah, they actually recently, within the last 2 months on that boom with Bitcoin, acquired a total of 80,000 new miners. So 80,000 Bitcoin miners is not like some guy got a little garage setup going where he's mining like 1,000th of a Bitcoin a day. Like, these people have a lot of firepower in mining Bitcoin, and considering the fact that Bitcoin's around 36,000 right now, who knows what it could be in a month or two. People are expecting it to go to 100,000. The whole thing is, once it's been created, it can't be stopped. And it's been created. And now hedge funds are getting into it too, which is something that Bitcoin has never seen before.
Another thing that's really exciting about Mara is they just did a $250 million shelf offering, which is great for them, obviously. But there's two really scenarios that we want to highlight here with this call out with Mara, right? So there's scenario number one, which is that Bitcoin continues the trajectory uptrend that it's been on and tries to find that round even number, which is the next target, which many analysts think is going to be around the $50,000 a Bitcoin mark. Or we could have the flip side of the scenario, which is where we could see Bitcoin, the currency itself, head back down, dip under 30,000. Excuse me on that. So we could see Bitcoin completely come back down under 30, test around the 25,000 a Bitcoin mark, and then test that new support. So there's two ways that this can go, which is something I wanted to highlight before we continued on.
Yeah, it's big facts. And I mean, bottom line is, with the whole scenario with Bitcoin and these Bitcoin mine companies, is that the profit margin on these Bitcoin mining companies are way greater than the Bitcoin itself, because they still have so much anticipation, and considering all they have to do is do what they just did, which is a $250 million offering, buy all those new miners for 170 million. They have 80 million left over on top of 70,000 new miners that they just acquired. So, I mean, it seems to me like they're going to have cash flow in their balance sheet for the next few quarters at least. So we're not going to have to see about a new offering that's going to be downplaying on the share price. So I mean, considering the support that it's at right now, around the 20 high 22s, mid 22s, I mean, pretty much anything close to 20 is a big buy for me on this company, just because I could see it easily going and breaking out, hitting past 29, $30 a share, just because I don't think Bitcoin's going to stop where it is right now. I think Bitcoin might as well come down, and I think more hedge funds are going to go in it too. I think they're going to call it out, say it's bad, and then once price drops, boom, they're going deep in on it. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to mention was actually ARK, a big hedge fund investing group ran by Kathy Woods. She actually has been adding in Bitcoin mining companies, so blockchain companies such as Riot and Mara, into her very big portfolio, which ARK oversees. And so we, like Zach just said, institutional investors are putting more faith into the currency. And there was also a bank that came out that said that they have been backing Bitcoin. More banks have been getting into Bitcoin. Do you remember what bank it was that said they were, had strong support for Bitcoin? I can't put my finger on it right now.
I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be JP Morgan.
It was. It was JP Morgan Chase. JP Morgan Chase was the one that did say that they were backing Bitcoin. Thank you for reminding on that. But that they did have some sort of faith in Bitcoin and the consistency of this currency moving forward. So I know crypto isn't everybody's cup of tea, but well, we are calling this out just because we have done our research on it. Again, I want to briefly take a second. We are not licensed investors. This is all our opinion and our research, our due diligence. We personally, each of us have been trading for over around 3 years now. This is all our researched hours done before the episode. So take all this with your own consideration, make your own decisions, know your exits and entry points. These are just our opinions based on our research again. But Zach, if we have anything else for them.
No, I'm just going to say for everyone tuning in, thank you. And this is going to be the first episode for us. Hopefully, many more coming in the future. We are going to continue to give you guys great stock picks that hopefully put more money in your pockets to spend during these tough times. So, thank you guys for listening in.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys so much for continuing the support over on, obviously on Spotify and SoundCloud, but now onto a new platform, YouTube. We're trying to completely blow it up this year. So your guys' support, every comment, like, share is greatly appreciated. And again, we're just trying to make some money for you guys. So thank you guys so much for checking into the break room. Now go clock back in. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Peace.